All right, what's going on, guys? Koi here. Today we're going to be talking about trait rerolls and how do we get the most trait rerolls out of the game. Now, we had some discussion about this stuff, but they've made some recent changes to the game. Those changes that I could put out specifically are that they increase the amount of chance that you'll get trait rerolls more often as you play infinite mode, which is what I've always recommended to a lot of people, but I don't think I've ever talked about the other recommendations that I would actually recommend to you guys, such as raid trading, event trading. We're waiting on some of that stuff, obviously, but we'll be talking about those today. So I do want to go word for word with the brand new change that they did do that. So quality of life changed the way the infinite wave scale works. Now you should get way more trait tickets, skin tokens to get for getting to higher infinite waves. Each infinite wave scales on the difficulty, with chapter 4 having the highest. So this just means that, like, if you go to chapter 4, which I think all of us do, we grind out like the hardest gear sets and all that stuff to do, get more trait rolls, all that fun stuff. All right. They also added trait tickets as a reward for completing all daily and weekly missions. If you complete all of them, your dailies, you will get 100 tickets per week, which is pretty crazy, I gotta say. They also did upgrade the amount of trait tickets you get in the skin index. I gotta say, this game where they fail in some things, they gain in a lot others. So they do, oh my god, just like a lot of quality of life changes, I gotta say. Right there, 20 clear all weekly missions, 30 tickets right there. That's crazy. All right. Well, we already know it's going to be 100, but I do want to talk about some other methods. Obviously, raid. If you guys don't know, you could get raid tickets every 2 weeks. I figured it out as 2 weeks. You can get up to 100 tickets per raid. So as long as you grind out the different raid tokens, you'll be able to get plenty of trait tickets, 200 from each of these. Which, by the way, I haven't even gotten started on this. This was 9 hours of AFK grinding, I gotta say. So they gotta nerf this, because I'm not doing that. I'd rather have all these 100 trait tickets right here. That's just me, though. If you think that's a bad move, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go work on that Majin Vegeta video for the guys who wanted that. I'm sorry I haven't been able to do that one yet. It's just that I've been trying to force myself to do the raids, even through the burnout and stuff like that. But honestly, it's really just not worth it right now, because it just takes too long, too much out of my day. And I can't even imagine how you guys feel about it too, because you guys, the average Joe who doesn't do this for a living, like, you guys just want to have fun, right? This is not fun whenever you have to grind 30,000 times a day. Oh, that's a really cool skin. All right. The other one I do want to talk about is, if you guys have not done it, they do add trait tickets to also your event shop. They haven't changed out the event yet from Shadow Garden, which, you know, it's just, I hope they do add a new event soon, because that's kind of been there. Dungeons are not really necessary, but they did buff the rewards you could get in them, so you can get like 8 extra trait tickets right there. And these things are not hard to do. They're actually very easy. Every 6 hours, 8 trait tickets. That's not bad if you just come back every so often and you just want to jump in, get some free trait tickets. You also do get 5 trait tickets now for actually doing the skin shop. Let's say you get a mythic. If you get a mythic, you'll get like automatic, what do you call it? 5 trait tickets, which is really nice. I don't think I'm gonna get a mythic out of all these 10 right here. I'm gonna be real. Yeah, but that's all right. Just trying to see who's in banner. If you guys do not know, completing evolution things is also how you get trait tickets in your achievements. If you guys have not done this yet, you'll get 10 trait tickets. And I think a lot of people miss out on this because they never click on this little chest. You click on this little chest, you get your 10 tickets and a whole bunch of rewards. And you also get the trait ticket for completing the quest itself. You also got the master mode version of it, where you get trait tickets based off of if you complete the evolutions for each of the characters. So the game's kind of ushering you to try to complete every evolution in the game, which is totally understandable. You get lots and lots of trait tickets. So Then, of course, we're going to talk about challenges. Challenges honestly doesn't offer a lot in the trait tickets because, one, you're working on RNG, so it's not guaranteed trait tickets, and you only get like 1 to 2, maybe 3 if you're lucky, and that's just like not a lot, honestly. That's like a pretty small amount. Another thing that gets you trait tickets is actually dungeon. I mean, not dungeon, my bad, tower. I just brought up dungeon. Tower, if you guys don't know, the further you progress in tower, the more rewards you can possibly get. And that also does mean trait tickets the further you get in. As you can see, floor 40, floor 10, and then you go all the way to the further floors. You're looking at 18, 16, 20. Now, these rewards are actually insane, and they go pretty freaking far, I gotta say. So if you guys have not done your tower yet, you got plenty of time. I don't think they're going to be changing the tower game mode anytime soon. I think we're going to get a new event before that because there's, content's been pretty stale. Player count's been dropping. We need some content that doesn't make us want to blow our brains out. All right, let's go ahead and get to the next one, Battle Pass. If you guys, of course, you'll get like a lot of trade tickets from the Battle Pass. Even if you get the premium, it's up to you. The only reason I got the Battle Pass was because I completed a CC event, which means that I got the Battle Pass for free, which was pretty cool. But if you guys don't want to get the Battle Pass, that's totally fine, especially because the Battle Pass doesn't offer much anymore in terms of value, especially because Kirito just doesn't have as much value as he used to. One of the most unique characters, one of the most powerful characters in the entire game, and he got nerfed to the ground so freaking bad that he's not even worth a damn anymore, and it's really depressing. Because I see Asuna still in play, which is really amazing, even though a lot of people hate her because of how low her defensive is and stuff like that, but I think she's honestly still good. Of course, your level rewards. You will get a bunch of trade tickets just for completing the level rewards, as you can see right here, and you also get a lot of gems for completing it. And they also extended our level rewards past to 120, so now you could actually get a lot more level rewards, and they just keep scaling upwards, which is really, really nice. I appreciate the developers for kind of moving that goalpost forward for us so we could actually gain a lot more value from that. Now, of course, I don't necessarily want to talk about the shop, but if we are going to talk about the shop, what is the most value you could possibly get out of it? It's really hard for me to say personally, because I still think VIP is the most valuable thing, because you get the 2x challenge rewards, 2x dungeon rewards, and you just get like a lot more out of this than anything. 20% summoning cost reduction. You get the shiny chances. There's like a lot of good ones you could get here. I personally am thinking about these gear slots, honestly, because those gear slots are freaking really, really good if you want like a lot of gear sets and stuff like that. But I'm too much of a perfectionist to do that. Trait ticket wise, I don't know. I never really thought about buying trait tickets in my life. I'm gonna be real. There are way too many free-to-play methods to actually getting trait tickets, and if they start walking that back, then that's gonna make the game a lot less playable. But, of course, let's go ahead and talk about the last one. Play. Now, infinite mode, the way that it scales now is that you have to do the last one, which is Knees Lobby, infinite mode, and then the more you play it, the more frequently you will be able to get these trait tickets the further you get up into the section. Now, of course, you can use the Kazuma method. If you guys don't know what the Kazuma method is, trust me, I get a lot of backlash for not using it myself, but it's because I like a fast team. So do you blame me for not wanting to be fast? Kazuma. So, Chadzuma. Freaking bro has the ability to just increase the luck by 50%, which means that 1% turns into a 1.5%. Not really that crazy, but a lot of people will tear me up if I don't bring this up. They really glaze the fuck out of this guy. I'm gonna be entirely real with you guys, but honestly, it doesn't make much of a difference here. It only makes a difference in like some of the more frequent content, such as like evolution materials and stuff like that. So if you're working on evos, sure. If you're doing infinite mode, okay, but it just depends on your playstyle, I guess. And I think that pretty much does it. Besides that and codes, but I don't think they released a new code anytime soon, did they? They did release a raid box code, but I think I already brought that up in my old video. So in my last video about like raids and stuff like that. So I think we're good. All right, if you haven't seen that code, of course I'm gonna put it down below for you guys. I'll see you guys later. Take it easy. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell down below. We'll talk later. If you guys got any questions, comments, or concerns, let me know in the comments. Peace.